Hey, Dushna here. Zenless Zone Zero world is full of mysteries like Hollows, the fall of the old capital, Weizenbell's teacher and her involvement with the story, but there is one mystery that wakes me up at night in cold sweat. Where the heck is Miyabi's tail? Now, Miyabi belongs to the Thyran race. Thyrans in this world are basically animal-human hybrids, furries for short. The degree of furrification varies. For example, Alice and Ellen having more human features like ears and tails, and other characters like Lycan and Pulchra having more animalistic facial features. It's going to be important later, so put a pin in it. Regardless of furrification, every single Thyran in a game do have a tail, including agents and NPCs, and it's usually the centerpiece of their design, with Pulchra tail for example being more wild, fluffy and uncapped, following her personality, and Lycan tail looking like he massages oils into it every day. The only one who doesn't have a tail is Miyabi. Now, Miyabi is one of the most popular characters of Zenless Zone Zero, and even if you don't play this game, you've probably heard of her, or at least seen her image. She was so popular, in fact, that they were planning to release it in the original version of the game, but she was so popular in the beta that they decided to postpone her release to until the future patch, because they were afraid that she would overshadow other characters. So anyway, before we go into the wild theories about which hole she shoved her tail in, let's discuss possible real-life, not lore reasons that she doesn't have a tail. And before we begin, if you enjoy this type of content, please hit the like button and subscribe. Leave a comment if you can, and if you want to support me, please use the links down below. Appreciate ya. Number 1. It clashes with her design. Miyabi design is mostly dominated by black colors with a bit of teal thrown in. Having a large black skirt is probably poor contrast for her black tail, and her tail would be black since she has black hair, so black on black just looked very poorly, so they decided to cut it. Her color scheme was established pretty early if you look at the concept art. Number 2. Animations. If you look closer to every single Thyran in the game, their clothes are very tight, usually featuring very little moving parts in them. The most active part is the tail, constantly swinging around in battle and during running animations. And as mentioned previously, Miyabi has a Miyabi, why did I say it so weird? Miyabi has a Miyabi has a long skirt, which flops around as she doing her animations. And no, you can't really take a peek at her panties, trust me, I've tried. So perhaps they didn't want to overcrowd the animations with flowing skirt and flopping tail and stuff like that. 3. Dev oversight. Yeah, bullshit on this one. ZZZ designs are the tightest among all the MiHoYo games. I simply refuse to believe they forgot. Once again, looking at her concept art, there is no tail, so I believe that was an intentional decision from the very beginning. And number 4, they do indeed have a lore reason for that. The fact that she doesn't have a tail. Or maybe it's all of the above. So with that out of the way, and with the knowledge that her tail absence is definitely deliberate, we can now ponder the question. What the tail doing? Let's go. Number 1, she actually does have a tail, but she hides it. How? Well, when I was thinking about it, I remembered this one manga called Tsumiki Ogami and the Strange Everyday Life, which features the usual doofus protagonist trying to raise up a wolf girl. Well, in this manga, in order not to bother people with her tail, she uses a belt to fix it on her leg. Now, I don't think Miyabi does exactly that, since she is wearing black leggings, and I tried to look under her skirt, as I said, and I didn't see any tails poking out. But in her M6 art, we can see that she is using those Japanese bondage things on her breasts, in order for them not to flop around too much during the battle. So I guess I could see Miyabi every morning tying her tail to the leg with that bondage thing and then wearing leggings on top. The other way she could hide it is up her ass. Okay, I'm kidding. She could be wearing her tail Super Saiyan style. They usually affix their monkey tail around their waist, almost like a belt. That could be the case, but monkey tails are thin and narrow, while fox tail is usually fluffy and huge, so that would be a problem. So if she does have a tail and she hides it, then I believe the theory that she ties it to her leg to be correct. Number 2, she is not a full fox Thyran. As I mentioned at the beginning, the degree of furrification varies. She might have very weak fox traits, only showing up as her ears. Now, this theory is kind of weak, because we have not single Thyran in the game without a tail. Could this even be possible? Well, it might be possible that some Thyrans have weak genes and are born without certain characteristics, with their human side dominating more. But I don't know, it's quite a boring theory to be honest, and I don't believe it myself. Number 3, she's not a Thyran. It is established in the game that not only Thyrans and humans live in this world, but also elves, androids, human clones, and yokai. For example, Nekomata and Sokaku, who both have the Tori symbol on their clothes. Of course, Sokaku being an Oni yokai, while Nekomata being a Nekomata yokai. So could Miyabi be a kitsune? Kitsune are famous for being able to take human form and, guess what, hide their tails. In her old concept art she has 5 spectral tails after all, giving us a hint of her real form, that being a fox yokai, a 5-tailed fox yokai no less. Now, I like this theory a lot, and I didn't see it discussed at all, and I would like to be right on it, so I choose to believe this theory. The only problem is there is no Torigate on her clothes, which is what ties yokais in the game together, so I don't know. Anyway, the last one, and probably the correct one, and probably the one you already typed at me in the comments about, is the cursed sacrifice. Miyabi's family, Hoshimi clan, traded their tails for the tailless sword power centuries ago, so it sort of became a bloodline curse where their children don't have tails and have less vitality. And yes, the sword name is Tailless. Despite its immense power, Tailless is known for its ability to consume its wielder's sanity. While it is not mentioned anywhere, due to the sword's name and the lack of a tail, it is widely believed that they traded their tails in order to use the sword, becoming forever cursed. In her official animations we don't see the tails neither on her mother nor on her, which supports this theory even more. And that's it, that's all the theories that I found, or created myself. The community usually goes with the cursed sacrifice theory, while I myself will go with the yokai theory, since this is more interesting to me. After all, as I said, it is nowhere mentioned that the tailless requires a sacrifice of a tail. You sacrifice your sanity for using it, so you're already giving something up. So, I don't know. I want to believe that our favorite Miyabi is a 5-tailed kitsune who one day will receive an update showing her in full fox glory, and that's gonna be a good time, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Sort of a quickie one for you, because you probably missed me. Probably nobody missed me. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to do all this YouTube shit. Give me a like, give me a follow, give me a subscription, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys on the streams. See ya.